Testing. Looks good. Connection looks good. Audio levels look good. Just have to lean forward a little bit.
Mic check. Out now, brown cow. Out now, brown cow.
So we're up.
Cool.
Hey there, got some people joining.
What's up, my peeps?
Good to see you. Say what's up in the chat so we know who's here tonight. Just gonna wait a minute here to get started until we get, everybody's in here. Just want to say hi. Sorry we missed the prayer cast on Thursday night. We were knee deep in a men's retreat, and it was busy. So if we get an echo, let us know.
When he says knee deep, I mean knee deep. I was playing some paintball, so I really was knee deep.
A little sunburn. See my sunburn.
I definitely got
here.
darker. I'll be blending in with this brown table right here.
Hopefully, some of the men from the retreat will jump on here tonight. We shared it with them. We'll see what happens with that. Just want to know how you guys have been. Let us know what's going on in your day, and as people get on here, we're just gonna be catching you guys up on what happened at the retreat. As we discussed before, Thursday morning at about 5 a.m. Actually, let's back that up. Let's start the night before and what happened with all that, because that's important.
Yeah. So the enemy didn't even want me to go. Didn't want me to go with 1,200 men, or was there more? Was there 2,000?
I think they said there was over 2,000.
Okay, so
I don't feel like I saw 2,000, but yeah, they were there.
Yeah. So there was over 2,000 men. It was the first retreat that was because of the pandemic and everything, so they didn't have it that year. So there's a lot of people out there. But going back to the night before, because we left on Thursday morning. So here it is, Wednesday night. I decided to stop and check the levels of all the liquids and stuff in my vehicle, and it didn't want to start. Luckily, brother here he came and helped, and we were troubleshooting my vehicle issues for like 6 hours.
Yeah,
6 hours. It wasn't until close to midnight to where I finally had got my vehicle towed. So I was feeling really discouraged for a minute. Luckily he was able to talk me up and be like, hey, it doesn't matter if your truck isn't started, we're going to get you there. So he hit up our men's group, they were giving us advice, and I was getting calls left and right about, getting a ride, or hey, do you want to come stay the night and ride with us, stuff like that. And yeah, I got my truck towed, and so it was going to be taken care of while I was out at the retreat. So it was ready for when I came back. So I went to bed myself maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't sleep very well, just from the stresses of, you guys know how it is with vehicles. It's like I gotta leave in the morning. It's like I don't have a vehicle.
Not only that, but he had all this camping gear that was supposed to go in the back of his truck. My car was already packed, almost as full as it could get. So not only did we go over, and I worked on cars pretty much all my life, so not being able to get his truck to start was stressing me out too. Then we had to figure out, okay, if your truck's not going to start, what are we going to do with all your stuff? How are we going to get all your stuff to the camp out? Not only that, but like getting you there seemed like the simple thing. It would cost somebody will get us a ride.
Right.
But getting all your stuff in my tiny little car didn't seem possible.
We went from planning on being comfortable at this retreat to straight up just survival. What do I need just to survive? Where to a place to sleep? Snacks to eat, drinks. What else are we gonna do? So um, it was it was very humbling. It really was. It was a very humbling experience to go through those stresses, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean we're struggling at midnight to get all the stuff in the car and get get to bed so we can get all that taken care of. Then get up at 4 or 5 in the morning so that we can, you know, get stuff ready to go, get on the road, meet up with the church group, um, get out there and set up camp. So we made it. We got all your stuff in my car,
Yeah, yeah.
and you were able to help somebody else too. Hey David, what's up, man?
David, man, David, welcome.
Yeah,
We
welcome to the
appreciate it.
PrayerCast tonight.
Yeah, this it was a really good weekend. So, David is man, I've known him for a good 7 or 8 years now, and we've been going to church with each other. He goes to our church now, also. Um, very very awesome man of God. You know, he serves. You know, doesn't complain. Anything he can do to help, he's there. We every time we pass each other, it's always a high five and a hug. It's not even just a hey, what's up, you know. So we appreciate you being on here, David.
Yeah, welcome,
Yeah,
welcome.
man. So it was like I said, it was a very humbling experience having to go through all the stresses of trying to get there. You know, it was and once we got there. Oh well, okay. Just to backtrack. So went to bed maybe about 1. I didn't fall asleep till 2. I had to get up at 4 o'clock. And brother Alex had came and picked me up 4 o'clock, 4:30, and we went to his house and loaded a nice goods. I guess it was a good like 15, 20-foot trailer, something like that. I think it was a 15-foot trailer, just packed with everything. He had half of our food, drinks, plus his camping gear, plus his family. We had to stop and get somebody. He was giving somebody else a ride. I think it was his brother-in-law. Tons of stuff going on, man. It was just it was it was a really good experience because even though I was exhausted, I had enough energy to be able to help another brother that was also getting me there. You know, not a single man in our church group was refusing to give a ride. Everybody was very loving. Everybody has always been welcoming, and just to give us, to give me a ride and to get me there, it just really means a lot. I can't be more thankful to God and not only to the men, but I was supposed to be there, and the enemy was definitely trying to keep me down. And
Yeah,
it's-
but we made it,
we
and
made it.
it was great. So we go to this intense men's retreat on Thursday, and I think our church had the second largest group out of all the churches that were there.
Yeah,
70 something people, I think.
yeah,
Um, and we get there, it's awesome. The weather's fantastic. We set up our camp. We get a really great spot, and then it begins.
yeah,
Everybody starts helping each other out. People that don't know each other are asking if, hey, do you need anything? Do you need a bottle of water? Do you need help with your tent? Everybody's going around and getting to know each other. Um, the Thursday was kind of a free day. We had the opportunity to set up camp. My uncle came.
that was
Shout
cool.
out, shout out to Uncle Curtis.
Yeah,
He
love you,
he
Curtis.
actually attends the Powerhouse Katy church that hosted the event. So he drove. He came. Um, that was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad he was there. So he came a little bit later in the day. We got him situated. We got him a tent. We got him a place to sleep.
yeah.
Everybody welcomed him, him in with open arms,
Oh, it was
without
awesome.
knowing him at all.
Such a powerful experience to see them welcome him
Yeah,
like that. I mean, because things aren't cheap. The food's going up just like gas prices, and we had all chipped in as men to make sure that we can all eat, and we always plan for more, and we had one more, and you know what? He was just a brother, just like everybody else.
yeah, yeah,
He may have gone to a different church, but he was on a different team, but we're all on the same team because we're on his team, and that right there, it really opened his eyes to what this retreat really is and what it means. to not just myself, but he got to experience it. Curtis got to experience it, and it was just a really awesome thing to see and to witness. And he was just very thankful because there was a time where we were gathered around the campfire and just kind of saying what our experience was and what this whole retreat meant to them, and
Yeah.
he was just saying, you guys had welcomed me, with open arms, and you fed me and gave me drinks and made sure that I attended, was part of everything, whether if it was praying for our breakfast or lunch or, hey, let's go grab our chair, let's go grab a place to sit for praise and worship, and we were just all there together. There was no different churches or anything like that. When it came to the praise and worship, we were all there.
Everybody was there together.
And we're currently working on all that footage and making a nice video for all you guys to see.
I just want to jump in real quick for those of you who are here. If you're not able to get on the live chat, you need to sign into your YouTube account.
Yes.
It's a free account. If you sign into the account on YouTube or just connect your Gmail or whatever, then it will allow you to jump in the live chat and participate in the chat. Otherwise, if you're just watching on YouTube without being signed in, you can't participate in the chat. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have to set up a free YouTube account real quick with your Gmail or whatever email you have. That way you can participate. And if you're here, just drop a hello or something in the chat so we know who's here. We can give you a shout out. We can ask for you guys. You know how we always do it. And for those of you who are new, we basically catch up in the first 20-30 minutes, and then we're gonna go into prayer requests and testimonials and see what's going on with you guys. So back to Intense. Yeah, we get there, we get everything set up. That was awesome. Bonding with everybody was awesome. The food was awesome. The activities were awesome. Paintball, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
But the best parts were, in the mornings and at night when we all got to go up the hill and, go get the messages and the teachings from those men of God. There's people up there who preach to us, like Ken Shamrock.
That was cool. Seeing Ken Shamrock, because I've been a fan of his, so for a long time, and to see somebody who was actually that, that brutal in the ring,
a brutal guy.
Just to stand there on the stage and to just say his experience, and at the end he had an altar call. I'll let you tell that part. Tell them about the altar call.
So yeah, I went with my son, and I've been saved many times throughout my life. I got saved when I was 3 years old, when I saw an angel as a child. I don't remember the experience, but the visuals. That's all I really remember. But there's been a lot of times in my life when I walked away, I was mad at God and all that. If you've watched the PrayerCast before, then you know that story. But I was there as a father with my son to just kind of set an example, to lead by example, to to try to experience breakthroughs for myself, but also watch my son experience his own breakthroughs. The altar call after Ken Shamrock told his story about growing up poor, growing up in an environment that was abusive, and having a lot of traumatic memories himself. He's like, hey man, you need to get right. You need to stand up and get up here. So calls us all up. We don't know that this is going to exactly happen just yet, but me and my son go up there, and then they're like, okay, everybody who's up here, you're going in the pool and you're getting baptized. And for me, being the father, to be able to see my son go get baptized by my mentor at the church was a really powerful thing. I went in after him so that I could be rebaptized again, and by my mentor at the church, Brother Chris, and that was a powerful thing. There was, I think they said there was something like 200 men that got baptized all at once that night, and
Yeah.
that was a big deal. On the flip side, it was like 40 degrees outside and the pool wasn't heated, so we got soaking wet in our clothes, and man, that made the campfire so much better when we got back to the campsite. I'll tell you that. That was great. We ate a lot of good food. We helped each other. We experienced some really awesome messages and teachings.
It was really an awesome experience, a very powerful experience to be able to witness Robert here, and then also his son get baptized. That's where I was baptized. I guess about maybe 6 years ago. That's where I was baptized, and it was just it was a very passionate thing that I got to witness, because you see somebody and you're going on their walk with them, and we're partnering up just so that way we can be here for you guys, and to share God's love, and to make sure that we're a resource. So if you have any prayer, and then seeing him go and get baptized in the water, and not only that, by a mentor, it was just I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I'm sure I can come up with some words, but the being able to witness that was I absolutely loved it.
I just want to jump back in. I see some of y'all have been jumping in and out of the PrayerCast. I mentioned this a minute ago, but I think some of y'all had already dropped out. If you're not able to participate in the live chat, it's because you need to sign into YouTube.
Top right hand corner.
Top right hand corner. You can connect your Gmail or whatever your email is. It's a free thing. You don't have to pay for YouTube to be able to do it. Just sign into YouTube, because if you're viewing us online without being signed in, it won't let you participate in the live chat. So jump off, sign in real quick, come back.
We'd love to hear from you.
Then you guys can participate. Drop something in the chat so we know who's here. We can get with you guys on your prayer requests. Talk to you about your day. Talk to you about how your week has been, and get feedback from you on the stuff that we're going to be talking about. So just let us know. If you're having any problem getting into the live chat, just go up to the top right of YouTube, click sign in, set up a quick account. It's free. Connect your email and you're in. Then come back to the PrayerCast, and you can jump in on the live chat with us.
Yeah.
As far as other stuff at Intense, it was really cool to see the competition, the camaraderie, the brotherhood.
Yeah.
I think we did a lot of stuff. I can't speak for other churches, but I really think that Pastor Mike really stepped up into his leadership position and did some stuff that I'm not too sure the other churches were doing. I mean, he really led by example. He made us all come together around the campfire. He asked how we were feeling, what we were getting out of the experience. He gave us instruction on how to receive it and how to go out and be an example for other churches and other men, about how it wasn't a competition, even though there was, competitive events, that we were still all there, not as church against church, but as brother for brother. And that was really cool. We had people from other campsites that relied on our campsite. Marcus had these batteries and a solar panel set up, and all these kids from these other places were coming over to get their phones charged. Other people were asking, for help with food. We fed some other people.
Yeah.
People from other churches came, like my uncle. He wasn't the only one that came and stayed in our group.
Yeah.
That other people had invited from other churches. So it was really cool to see everybody come together. It was really cool to learn what we learned. And the biggest message, I think this is the key point I want to make about Intense, is that the biggest message that we got was that it was about stepping up and being a man in this world where men are losing their masculinity. We're getting our knees kicked out from under us, so to speak, by the world telling us how we should look, what we should wear, how we should act, what we should and shouldn't say because it might offend somebody. It was really about taking responsibility for our position and our purpose in this world. And as men, we're supposed to be leaders.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be fathers and husbands who lead by example, and we're not supposed to be followers. I mean, we're supposed to follow our Father.
Yeah.
We're supposed to follow our leaders at the church. But as far as in our own personal lives,
We're to lead.
we're to lead. And
You know.
there's a lot of men out there who grew up fatherless, who grew up without. I mean, maybe they did have a father, but he wasn't the best father figure. He didn't step into his role. Um, and so the eye-opening, experience about the whole thing for a lot of people was, it's time to be a man.
Yeah.
Get up off the bench, pick up your sword, pick up your cross, and go forward and do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That was what I got out of the messages. I mean, everybody had a great way of saying it their own way, but the key point of the whole thing was it's time to step up. It's time to change the world. We can't change the world. I mean, there's a great quote that's, evil prevails when good men fail to act. And we live in a world where, I don't know I'm not going to say percentages, but I'll say a majority of men fail to act. That doesn't mean there's not good men, but there's good men that aren't doing anything with what they've got. And,
that's true. Yeah.
That's a big point.
Just an example of that masculinity is that, with our generation, and this isn't exactly a Christian way of an example per se. It's just with our generation. We grew up with like Dr. Dre and stuff like that. This is just in the music scene. Where they were, acting bad, and they wore like the man clothes. And then nowadays in the music industry, like rappers are wearing skirts and sporting rainbows and having a purse. That's a good example of the masculinity is just
it's being lost.
It's being lost. It's dying down. That's not exactly.
I mean, you look at all these advertisements and it's like, is that what a man's supposed to be?
Right.
It's like this. It's like a Gucci cologne, and the dude, is like, I mean, I'm just saying.
It's a nice skirt you got. Should I get one?
We're not being men. People need to step up and realize that we're soldiers, that we're warriors, that we had to go out of the cave and go hunt the food and fight the saber-toothed tigers and stuff. We had to do it. The women have become, I love all the women out there.
This is no offense.
No, not offense whatsoever. But men haven't been doing their part as far as, stepping up and being the leaders. We're
right.
relying on the women to raise our kids, to work the jobs, to wear the pants in the household, and there's nothing wrong with equality, but it's not equal if she's doing it all and we're not pulling our own weight, or we're not doing what our part is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if we're being told by our women that our part is to be the house dad, if we're being told by our women that our part is to sit down and shut up, well, I'm going to just tell you right now that you probably shouldn't be with that person. I mean, just
I wouldn't sit down and just shut up.
We're supposed to lead, okay? That doesn't mean that we need to tell our women to go in the kitchen or anything terrible like that. What it means is we need to do our part, and we need to do our part first.
Yeah. Now, I went through something like that to where I was a stay-at-home dad.
Which is okay.
And
but you still got to pull your weight, right?
Right. But in my example, I wasn't pulling my own weight. I didn't have a job then. I was maybe just barely cooking. I was helping mow the lawn sometimes, but in the same time, I should have been providing for my family back then. I did invite her to watch this channel, so if you're watching, you know who I'm talking about. I had actually reached out to her earlier, asking for forgiveness, and she gave it to me. She's one of the people that led me to the church, and then I was the one who was accepting of God and having Jesus in my life, and that was a big thing, because ever since then I just kept following it, and I kept following my footsteps, and we all go through things even if we're not together now, we're still friends. It doesn't matter what happens, and that's I guess that's part of not only just maturity in life, but a spiritual maturity to be able to forgive, because forgiveness is key. In order for Him to forgive us, we got to forgive those who trespass us, and we also need to forgive ourselves for our wrongdoings.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
all in all, the takeaway for the men's retreat was a lot of bonding, a lot of lessons learned,
yeah,
a lot of stepping up to the plate and getting off the bench.
Find your purpose.
Find your purpose.
That's what we're doing right now. We're following our purpose for you guys.
Pursue your purpose, but don't just pursue it. You follow it until it's complete.
Yeah.
And you may not know what that purpose is. You may not understand, but if you can just seek after it, we've all been given gifts. We've all been chosen for some kind of reason or another. It's different for every person. Even if there's similarities between one and the other, it's still different person to person. I personally was talking to my counselor this morning, and she kind of pointed something out to me that I wasn't even really aware of. I have these really intense, in-depth dreams, and she's like, why haven't you ever told me about this? And so we started talking about it, and I'm like, well, this has been going on for me since I was a kid. It's not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
To me, it's normal. When I was a kid, I thought everybody dreamed like that. But she's like, no. And so we're looking up statistics, and it turns out that there's 20% of people that dream like that once a month, and there's 1% of the general population that dreams like that more than once a week. So she's like, you're in that 1%. You should write a book. You should do something with this. And to me, it doesn't seem like a gift, because I'm like, well, this is just me. This is just normal to me. But it's not normal to other people. But there's still other people out there who experience it and don't know what to do with it. They don't know what's going on. Maybe there's not enough explanation, and there's definitely not enough literature on it. So she's like, do something with it. Write a kid's book so kids can learn how to stop having nightmares. Do something. You can help somebody. And she said something. This is how you know God is telling you something, is whenever you hear the same thing repeat from multiple people, from multiple sources, from multiple points of view. And my brother has told me this many times. He said, if you can save one, if you can help one person. And she told me the same thing. I was like, well, what if people just laugh? Or what if people don't believe what I'm telling them?
Let them laugh.
And she said, if you could just help one, then it'd be worth it. And I'm like, wow, that's not the first time I've heard that. It's not going to be the last time I hear it until I start following that needle on the compass. It's telling me, hey, here's a direction. People keep telling me. God's talking through multiple people, through multiple circumstances, multiple points of view, but they all point the same direction. That's how you know the direction you're supposed to be going. God had told me to do this prayer cast for a long time, and before I even heard him tell me that, I was thinking, hey, I should do a podcast. Hey, I should do this thing on YouTube. I just didn't know what. And then here it is. So, we got up to, I think we got 34 to 36 subscribers, something like that. It's almost tripled in the last 2 weeks. Thank you all for the support.
Yeah.
Get it out there. Get it out there to 50 so we can go live from our phones.
Yeah.
That means we can go live from anywhere.
Yeah. He could be at home and I could be at work. He could be, talking to someone on the street, and I could be talking to somebody, like when I posted that video the other day, being at the lake. They have a pond there. There's all kinds of people there. I've seen people crying, laughter, everything. So, we can help somebody, or we can go live, or, get a testimony, whatever, and share those experiences with you guys. We just need 50. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close.
Share the channel, whatever, that we're just here to help other people. So it's not like we're here trying to make money. We're just here to help you guys.
Yeah. Speaking of that different outlook on the channel, we've got tons and tons and tons of video to comb through. We're going to be bringing you guys some exciting content from the retreat, so you can more or less get to experience some of what we got to experience, some of the powerful words that were spoken on stage, some of the testimonies from people who experienced things. Just get to see what we got to live for the last few days, and what we went through and how awesome it was. We wanted you guys to be there with us, and so we brought back a way to do that. Bear with us. We're going to be going through something like 10 hours of video that we have to comb through. Plus photos, and
so no exact ETA right now, but
no
we
ETA.
do have it planned out for you.
We're getting stuff coming. There's going to be new content. We're going to share the retreat with you guys. We're going to be starting new approaches to the channel, as far as I think we're going to be going Tuesdays and Thursdays and keeping that at 10 p.m. So that we can still do twice a week at the normal time. And then Sundays I'd like to do earlier. That's still in the works, so we'll let you guys know well before next Sunday what time we're going to be doing that. So just keep an eye on the channel for an update video. We'll keep you guys posted on what next Sunday is going to look like. But we'd like to approach an earlier time so that we could do a longer prayer cast earlier in the day for people who can't get on late at night. But per advice from previous viewers and people who are members of the channel already, they like the 10 o'clock, and I originally felt called to do it at 10 o'clock. So we're going to keep 2 times a week at 10 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. And then Sundays will be, up in the air until next week, but we'll let you know. As far as other kinds of content, we get to 50, we can start doing lives from the street or wherever we're at. And we're going to be posting some other type stuff. It's real exciting. There's a lot of stuff in the works. I don't want to tell you guys all about it because some of it's kind of a surprise. And if you've got any comments, if you've got any kind of surprise, if you've got any kind of feedback or questions on that, you guys are more than welcome to get in the live chat. If you can't type in the live chat right now, go up to the top right of YouTube, sign into YouTube with a free account, and it will allow you to participate in the live chat. Otherwise, you can just drop comments on this video after it's posted, or email anything you want to talk about to PrayerCastLive@gmail.com. I check it every day. Marcus has access to it now. He can check it. Prayer requests, comments, concerns, questions, feedback. We love to hear from you. So, get at us. Don't hesitate.
So let's go back to Thursday.
Yeah.
So Thursday, we set up camp, like we said. His uncle came there. Cool. First thing we did is that we had a lunch, and then I think we went to go play paintball first, right?
Yeah.
So we automatically went to go play paintball. We had our own gear, so we were the talk of the town already.
Scaring those kids,
man. So everybody was like, hey, there's this guy, he's all suited up. He's ready to go. I ended up, before we would play our game, I took the initiative to say, hey, let's pray before we go and play our game. So I guess because of that, more and more groups started seeing what we're doing, and so we were able to take that leadership role, and it was contagious. People were praying for their games and for their group, for nobody to get hurt. We're in the woods, you can trip on a rock, roll an ankle, maybe fall on some sticks, whatever. And so we played. I'm still sore, but we'll get to Friday here in a minute. So after paintball, we went back to the camp, and we hung out, and then we went to service, and that's where we got to hear the story from Ken Shamrock. You wouldn't think that somebody that has that kind of background in violence was just such a humble guy, but he was a really awesome guy. His testimony was really powerful, because he was an orphan, and he had to fight his entire life, basically. All his success and everything, but then he ended up giving it to God because he was saved. and decided to go, to accept Jesus as his Lord and Savior, and just hearing what he's been through, because you can only imagine. He only spoke for a little bit, but more life experiences that he has had because he's been a very successful guy, um, and it was just that was just turning around and seeing that view of over 2,000 men all sitting there. They're standing, hands up. It was just it was very moving. It definitely made you feel the Holy Spirit. Because you're there.
Not just that, but to see these fathers and grandfathers with their sons and their grandsons. Like, there's people from like 4 years old to like 84 years old.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, there's a whole biker gang there.
Yeah.
That was awesome. You see all these old guys who are rough, tough, like chain slinging biker guys, and they're there with their grandkids who are who are like 4 or 5, 6 years old.
Very impressive.
Marcus had a chance, to just tell him about that. Like, Marcus had a chance to, these kids were there with their dads, and their dads were kind of really busy helping out the church to feed us all. They were the guys who were cooking. They were the guys who were cleaning the camp. They were the guys who were taking the responsibility to take care of the whole group of 70-something people. Not to say they weren't doing things with their kids. They were. They're out there bonding and doing their own thing with their kids too. But Marcus, these kids looked up to Marcus because we went over there and paintballed with these little kids, and so almost all day Friday, Marcus is gone. I went back to the camp and slept for a couple hours, and he still wasn't back. Everybody was getting worried because we're like, "Where's Marcus? Food's ready."
They're like, "Oh man, they're dealing with our kids. They're probably gonna find them kids in the woods, because I don't know. I guess they know their kids, and they're very high energy. So this is Emmett and Hayden, right? They were." They gave me a run for my money. That's for sure.
You guys came back so tired.
So Thursday we went to go play paintball. Right, there was this group of kids that joined us, and they were just like, "Oh man, you're just like so good." I ended up with the nickname of Juggernaut because I guess because I was there for 4.5 hours. I guess everybody straight up said that I was the best one at paintball there. So I had my own gear. I didn't have to take my own gun or anything. But I had my own goggles, and I had made this like head wrap that looked like the Predator hair, right? So that was that first talk of the town Thursday, right? But when we went on Friday to go play paintball, we were gone for 4.5 hours. I didn't want to leave the kids alone because one's 7 and the other one's maybe 8 or 9. Right, and so we're there for 4 hours. He was there for the first little bit, and then I left my phone in my bag with all the drinks and waters and stuff. And so that's
why no one could get a hold of me.
Everybody was
no
calling
one
me.
knew.
Pastor was calling me. Their dad Leon was calling me. Robert was calling me. His son was calling me. Even Emmett's mom had called me and was like, "Hey." And finally, so I get my, after we're done, I'm completely dead. I mean, I haven't done more lunges and squats I still can't go up the stairs right now. I have to bear crawl to go upstairs right now. But to not only that, because if they wanted to play with me, they knew that we had to pray, right? So this is where that leadership is, and where the influence came in, because not only we're natural born leaders, or supposed to be as men, but in order to lead, we have to follow. So submitting to a pastor, or we have learning to submit to a mentor. So we have a pastor and a mentor. I have multiple mentors when it comes to church. So but to submit to another man is a hard thing to do. So if you're, but in the same time, it wouldn't be, especially if you look up to them and you know they're not going to be poisoning your life. They're only going to be uplifting.
No, let me just tell you, like this group of guys at the church at Restored, I already felt it before we went this weekend. I already saw it.
Yeah.
I already experienced it. I was already understanding what was happening. But they are the most supportive, loving, got your back group of men I have known in my life, other than you and my biological brother. Like, I didn't think people like that existed anymore. I thought I was alone in this world and I had to do it all on my own.
Yeah.
No one was ever going to get my back because I couldn't trust them not to put a knife in it. And these guys, man, they took me and my son in. They took my uncle in. They took in other people. They fed them. They loved them. They supported them. They picked them up out of the mud and lifted them up. And man, I just want to tell you guys, if you're watching this now, if you're watching it later, I love you guys at Restored. I love the Cave Men's Group. I love you, Pastor Mike, Brother Chris, Joey, Leon,
Alex,
Sammy, man, we missed you out there. I can't wait to go next year and you get to be there with us. We had you in our hearts and on our minds the whole time that we were there, Brother Sammy.
Your ears must have been burning because we were talking about you.
Everybody was there. I can't even remember so many people's names because there were 70-something people there.
Yeah.
I want to get to know each of you, and I want to be able to remember your name. And as we keep getting to know each other and bonding,
we had a lot of first timers.
We're gonna be there.
That was a big thing too. A lot of first timers that went out there. He was a first timer.
First time.
I think this was maybe my fourth time.
My uncle was the first time.
Yeah, his uncle was the first time. His son was the first time. Edgar, man,
Edgar, man, it was good bonding with you too.
Yeah, I really saw. They're all about. This retreat's about going and not leaving the same way. Spiritual wise,
I didn't leave.
In all aspects, not just spiritually. But as a husband or a father or uncle or brother, just don't leave the same way. Take something with you, apply it to your life, because as we were listening to the sermons, they're saying, there's a lot of people that talk the talk, but we need more people that will live their life like this, so a lot of people talk the talk, but to walk the walk, and
that's the hard and respectable thing to do.
I guess there's a lot of people that, because I've been posting our videos on like Facebook and stuff, and people are reaching out and they're like, man, that's it takes a lot of guts for you to do that. And it's just like, well, I mean, that's what we're called to do. We are called to spread God's love. That's what it says even in the Bible. We are here to do this for you guys.
And I want to bring that back to you guys. We're glad to catch up and share our weekend with you guys. We got a lot more information, more content, more video and stuff coming. But I want to take it back to the beginning, and that focus is to pray for you guys.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that jumped into the chat for a few minutes there. Some new faces. The chat hasn't been very active tonight, but that doesn't mean that we're not here to pray for you guys.
Yeah.
Megan, Elmer, Terry,
Jasmine,
Valerie,
Janet.
There was a couple more. You have to forgive me because it's been several days with no sleep. So I just want to say, for everybody that's been on the PrayerCast, I want to pray for you guys tonight. Everybody that's been a part of the PrayerCast before, we're going to pray for you tonight to find your purpose, for God to guide you to your purpose, and for you to have the strength, the courage, and the fortitude and the will and desire to just follow God's purpose in your life.
Yeah.
To be able to fall into it, because I'll tell you what, when you find that purpose and when you start to follow it, things start to just fall in line, into place, and it's not only a humbling experience, but I'm awestruck. It blows my mind. That's what I told the guys out there this weekend. Like, as I started to submit to God more, as I started to submit to my purpose more and what He wants from my life more, things just start falling into place. Things start going right for the first time in decades for me. I have friendships that are blossoming. I have roots that are growing deep. I have structure. I have support. I have love. I have all these positive things in my life that they weren't there, man. They weren't there. And I want that for you guys. I want that for Megan. I want that for Elmer. I want that for everybody that's been on the prayer cast. Everybody that we've prayed for, even the people who weren't on here but had reached out to me through the email. We love you guys. We want to see what's happening in our lives happen in your life.
Yeah, we just want to, we want to be there to hear about you flourishing.
Yeah, and we want to pray for that right now. I want to pray for all of you, the PrayerCast subscribers, the viewers, the people who have reached out. I want to pray for Restored Church and all the men that we got to bond with this weekend.
Yeah.
And for all of their relatives that came along, all of their friends and family that stayed at home. We're just going to pray for everybody tonight. I want to pray that you guys will be presented with a purpose and that you'll have the desire to chase after that purpose into its completion.
Yeah.
And that God will just bless you for doing that God will line those things up in your life for you following God's will for you. If you've got anything else, brother, before we pray.
No, man, there was something, and then now I'm just kind of like excited to pray, I guess.
All right, well, I'll let you open it up, man.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you to let me open it up.
Yeah, go for it. We love you guys. Get some people to share the channel with. Get it out there. Get us to 50 so we can get live broadcasts from other places.
I remember it now.
Go for it.
Okay, so Pastor Robert for Powerhouse. Since he was talking about to have that alignment, that's what he was talking about is to that he went to a chiropractor for having some back problems and he had to get realigned, right? So that was his example, was to get realigned with God, because once you get unrealigned, then you start veering off to different ways, and once you have that backbone and it's aligned in the way it's supposed to be, then you'll start flourishing. Just to summarize what he said, but that's basically, it definitely stuck with me. So that's why he's talking about alignment over here, to be aligned. So these are just lessons. What we're learning, we're gonna let you guys know, so that way you can apply it to life too, because that's what we're doing.
That's it.
But other than that, then yeah, is it okay if I open this up?
Yeah, man, take us into it.
All right. So my Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for allowing us to wake up today, because not every day is promised.
Yes, Father.
We thank you for just, giving us the brotherhood that we had and what we got to witness, and to be in just all of your glory, and to witness, all of your men and our brothers just come together with more than 2,000 people just to worship you, God. Father, I just thank you for everything that you have been giving us. We thank you for the blessings and for the lessons that we've been able to learn, and for us to take this to not only the heart but to the spirit, so that way we can be there for you, God. I thank you for for the leadership that we have, so that we can have a good example to follow, so that way we can get ourselves realigned for you, God.
Just to follow that purpose. And Father, I just want to pray for everybody on the PrayerCast Live, everybody that's ever been here and asked for prayer.
Yeah.
I want to lift them up. I want to lift everybody that's in their families, that's in their lives. I want to lift up Restored Church and everybody in the men's group, and all of the wives and children and daughters, and everybody that wasn't able to make it. All the men that went to the intense retreat. I just want to lift everybody up right now to you, Father, for you to show up in their lives in a really powerful way, and guide them to their purpose that you have set for their lives, so that they can be realigned to you. And I ask, Father, humbly as your servant, that you just give me my purpose, that you place it before my feet as you have, and continue to guide me and Brother Marcus here in this ministry, to continue to send those in need to our ministry, so that we can talk to them and be there for them and support them and show them our testimonies of the glory that you deserve, that's come out of our experiences. I just pray for everybody that's under the blanket of the sound of my voice right now.
Yes.
You know, right now and in the future, when they watch this video, that they are able to find that purpose that you've put in their life, the reason that you crafted them, that you knew them before they were even conceived. Father, I just ask that that purpose be fulfilled, presented, and that they have the courage and desire to fulfill that purpose and to follow your path, Father.
Yes.
I thank you so much for the ability to go out and bond with all these men, to be able to learn these lessons together, to be able to make new friendships. And you know, I can't wait to go next year. I can't wait to see what's going to happen as these friendships grow, as this prayer cast grows, and as you just continue to show up every day for us. We just want to be thankful. We want to remain humble, because we know that this isn't by our doing, but it's by your guidance and teaching. And we want to give you the respect as the ultimate man, as the ultimate father, as the ultimate leader, because there's no better example of what kind of man we should be. There's no better example of what kind of man and father and leader that we're supposed to be, except for you. I mean, we wouldn't have the opportunity to do any of these things if you didn't have such a heart, a mind, imagination. You know, the personality that you have is the ultimate diagram for how we should be. And I just want to thank you for being that for us. I want to thank you for being able to get Marcus and get him to Intense, and that his truck wasn't, you know, it wasn't beyond repair, and it was inexpensive to get fixed, and we came back and everything's been good. So I just want to thank you. I want to lift everybody up in prayer. I want to just go send them out into their day tomorrow with your blessing and with your guidance.
Yes, and Father, I just want to ask you to continue lifting up our brothers and sisters that are having health issues.
Amen.
You know, allow the husbands and wives to be there for one another and continue being a backbone, because they are one because of you, God, and they have been one, under you. And you know, we ask for, you know, restorations. We ask for healing for all our brothers and sisters. You know, for Sammy, for Evelyn,
yes,
Father. You know, for Robert, and for, you know, just everybody in our men's group to continue on their walk, and so just keep calling upon your name, God. We thank you for that, and we thank you ahead of time, because we know you're a miracle worker. We have seen your works. You know, we are both miracles, because we're still alive and we're able to hear, you know, to be able to just call upon your name, God, and to give you all the glory, because that's what you deserve above all else. You deserve all the glory. We haven't done anything. We don't deserve your love, and you still give it to us daily. You know, we thank you for these blessings, and we ask you, and we say thank you, just because we have that faith. We have that childlike faith, and we thank you for your agape love.
And Father, we just want to close this out tonight with blessings and rest and peace for everybody under the sound of our voice, and everybody that's been on the prayer cast that couldn't be here tonight, everybody that went to the Intense, and everybody who couldn't join us. Just give them rest, give them peace, give them guidance, and continue to show up for us every day, and give us the courage and the desire to just continue to show up for you. By your hand, we pray this with a humble heart and a grateful spirit.
Yes, God.
Amen.
Amen. So, if y'all haven't noticed, so I got this hat, and it's for Restore the Roar. That's what this was about, to restore our roar as men.
That's right.
So, you know, fellas, if y'all are watching, or when you watch this, don't forget to restore your roar. Let's be a man. Let's be men together.
That's right.
Let's be a man for him.
And PrayerCastLive, we love you. God bless you. Share this, get it out there, get us up another, 15, 20 subscribers. Stay tuned for updates. Stay tuned for new content. Stay tuned for some clips and some highlight videos from the Intense Retreat, so you can see what we're talking about. If you've got men in your lives that you think might benefit from something like that, let's get them on the bus to go next year. We can get you the information you need to get them there, and there's a great group here that we'd love to take them along with us.
Yeah.
So we can get them there. We can show them what we experienced. If there's men in your life you think would benefit from it, reach out to us, PrayerCastLive@gmail.com.
That's right.
Get at me, get at Marcus. We're here for you.
Hold on, what was that? It was PrayerCastLive@gmail.com.
PrayerCastLive@gmail.com.
Send it, man.
Get it to us any time of the day, any day of the week. I'm checking it several times a day. Marcus can check it now. We got your back, and we know you got ours. We appreciate all the support, all the love, all the views, all the likes, all the shares. And God bless you. Have a good night. We'll see you guys on Tuesday at 10 p.m., Thursday at 10 p.m., and stay tuned for an update on our new time for next Sunday. Love you. God bless. We'll see you soon.
We out. Is it still on? Because I'm going to give you one of these on camera. Oh, y'all saw it.